everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So I am a sucker for royal history, especially with the War of the Roses and the Tudors. So I was really excited to find this story. A rare portrait of King Henry VIII's final wife and queen, Catherine Parr, is set to go on auction this summer. Now, the only known contemporary portrait of the Queen is estimated to sell between 600,000 and 800,000 pounds. Now, there's also a personal letter written by Catherine to her brother detailing her marriage about the King is also going up for sale. Now, both of these items date back to the 1540s. Sotheby's is set to auction this off in July. Now, the portrait was likely commissioned by King Henry VIII as it was painted in the Queen's final years. The Queen is identified by the distinctive crown-shaped jewel which was worn at her chest. Now, this piece of jewelry was recorded in the inventories of her jewelry. So an interesting side note about that piece of jewelry was when Catherine Parr passed away, that piece of jewelry was handed down to Queen Elizabeth I. Now, the portrait is thought to have been painted by an artist by the name of Master John, as he is the recorded painter in the Royal Privy Purse expenses at the time. How fascinating to have a royal piece of history. Let me know if you're planning to throw your ring into the hat and bid on this lovely portrait. But you guys, we have a lot of juicy royalty to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. Rock legend Tina Turner has passed away at the age of 83 following a long illness at her home in Switzerland. Now, Prince William, during an interview in 2021, admitted he had a soft spot for the singer, especially her song, The Best. Prince William tells the story that in order to ease his nerves of going back to boarding school, his mother would crack up the tunes, with one song in particular having stuck with him throughout the years. He said, quote, "When I was younger, Harry and I were at boarding school, and my mother used to play all sorts of songs, kind of while away the anxiety of going back to school. And one of the songs I massively remember and has stuck with me all of this time, and I still to this day still quite enjoy it secretly, is Tina Turner's The Best, because sitting in the back seat singing away, it felt like a real family moment. And my mother, she'd be driving along singing at the top of her voice, and we'd even get the policeman in the car. He'd be occasionally singing along as well. You'd be singing and listening to the music right the way out into the gates of school when they dropped you off. When I listen to it now, it takes me back to those car rides and brings back lots of memories of my mother." What a sweet tribute. So rest in peace, Tina Turner. King Charles III and Queen Camilla touched down in Belfast for an historic visit. This was the very first trip to Northern Ireland for their Majesties since the coronation. Now, according to an announcement from Buckingham Palace, they said, quote, "The King and Queen have arrived in Belfast this afternoon, where their Majesties will begin a series of engagements marking the first visit to Northern Ireland following the coronation." Now, one of their very first stops was at Hazelbank Park in Newton Abbey, where the King and Queen opened the Coronation Garden, which had been established to commemorate their Majesty's coronation. They will also mark the start of a brand new green initiative from the local community, where their Majesties will open the gates to the garden before meeting with those involved in the design. Now, this has been carefully curated using and inspired by the same sustainable gardening principles that are used by Charles and Camilla. And we all know that Charles and Camilla are major gardeners. Now, Charles and Camilla met with local school children who were taking part in coronation-themed projects, as well as members of the community who volunteered for local charities during the big help out over the coronation weekend. So while they were there was this magnificent cake. It was absolutely stunning. It was almost too pretty to cut. Now it does look like Charles and Camilla were having a blast cutting the cake. Kind of got a case of the giggles, and Camilla kind of had to stop Charles from overcutting. But this was an absolutely stunning cake, and this garden looks phenomenal. Let me know if you're in Northern Ireland and if you plan to visit the new Coronation Garden. King Charles prepares for his second coronation. Now, we all know that King Charles and Queen Camilla were crowned in Westminster Abbey on the 6th of May, but they're now heading to Scotland for their second coronation. The royals will be crowned in a special Scottish ceremony, or a service of dedication and thanksgiving as it is known, and presented with the honors of Scotland. Charles and Camilla will be in Scotland for the first week of July for Holyrood Week. During this time, the King will host a garden party in Edinburgh and hold an investiture ceremony along with other engagements. The garden party will be held on the 4th of July this year and will mark the monarch's very first Scottish garden party of his reign. Well, the London coronation is a Church of England service. The St. Giles ceremony gives the monarch the chance to dedicate themselves to their Scottish subjects. During the service, the king will be presented with the Scottish crown jewels, which are formally known as the Honours of Scotland. The Honours are the oldest surviving crown jewels in Great Britain and date back to the middle 16th century. The Scottish crown, sword of state, and scepter will be used during the coronation service. So there's been a lot of nasty rumors circulating, especially after the coronation, that King Charles and Queen Camilla are jealous and upset with Catherine and William for stealing their thunder at the coronation. Now that is absolutely not true. If anything, Camilla and Charles are maximizing the star power of Catherine and William. As I said before, the Waleses are the new Fab Five. They are the future of the monarchy. And let's be honest, the monarchy can use all of the good press that they can get. And the new social media strategy that they have been using is working. People want to see more of Catherine and William and the Wales children. As Queen Elizabeth always said, she has to be seen to be believed. People want to see the royals out in action, doing work behind the scenes. People need to get to know them on a personal level. They need to get involved in what are the royals doing. And you've noticed as of late, they've been out and about, doing walkabouts, taking selfies. Even Camilla and Charles are kind of doing a root level, getting down with the people and really, getting away from being the stiff royal and really getting out there and getting people to know who they are. People need to see the royals, see what they're doing, have a relationship with them, to be invested in them for the future. So Charles very smartly realizes the Waleses are young, they're good looking, they're athletic, they have a star power quality. Why not maximize that to bring more interest to their work and the royal family? All of these social media footage, and if Prince William does that docu-series where they start showing more behind the scenes of the family, I am going to be here for it. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are insisting that the car chase story was not made up, it was not exaggerated, and they are shocked at the amount of negative backlash that they're receiving. But according to their rep, They're not backing down. They insist their account of the car chase was absolutely not exaggerated, and for people to say otherwise is so hurtful and out of line. Now, a rep for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex claims that after Markle was honored at the Women of Vision Awards on May 16th, they, along with her mother, Doria Ragland, were recklessly pursued by relentless paparazzi in a chase around Manhattan that was, quote, near fatal. Yeah, that definitely is an exaggeration of what happened. When you're not in a car accident or a collision or moving at a high speed and you're just moving from stoplight to stoplight, that's not near fatal. Just an FYI. Now here's the actual statement that they put out the night that it happened. And you tell me if they're not exaggerating. Last night, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Miss Ragland were involved in a near catastrophic car chase at the hands of a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi. This relentless pursuit lasted over 2 hours, resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 New York City police officers. While being a public figure comes with a level of interest from the public, it should never come at the cost of anyone's safety. So that is a very scary and damaging story that has been debunked. The police have said that didn't happen because let me tell you, if 2 New York City police officers were almost run down, those people would be in jail. There's no report of that. There's no near collisions. Again, if you saw the traffic in New York City, it would be a huge pileup. If one car ran into another car, that car would hit another car. It would be a massive pileup. It would be huge. It would be all over the news. Nothing happened. So the photographers came out and said it was actually Harry and Meghan's team who were driving erratically, that they were trying to block traffic, and the police actually told them to stop. They are not allowed to do so. Harry and Meghan, you are not VIPs. You're literally C-list celebrities in New York City. You're not a working royal. If you were William and Catherine, you would have had the police detail. It would have been a completely different story. But you're Harry and Meghan from Montecito. Now, the Sussex's rep was very angry and shot down claims it was a PR stunt, said, quote, respectfully, considering the Duke's family history, one would have to think nothing of the couple or anybody associated with them to believe this was any sort of a PR stunt. Of course, she was referencing Princess Diana's accident. As far as staying out of sight and being scared to show their faces, that's not going to happen, the source added. It's just strengthened their resolve to keep standing up for themselves and speaking out when they feel wronged. Again, trying to act like they're warriors fighting against the evil, bad press. Well, the hilarious thing is this article was on page 6. And page 6 is kind of a left-leaning publication that talks mostly about Hollywood gossip. And let me just tell you, out of the 300 plus comments, nobody is on Team Meghan and Harry, which is very surprising. And page 6 is a very popular magazine, mostly, I believe, in America. Let me just read you some of the comments. Can't say I disagree with them. Who isn't shocked when you're caught in a lie? Now I finally understand the saying, silence is golden. She has manipulated his mind to think she is the second coming of Diana. She's worn numerous outfits to look the same as Diana. Their first date was on Diana's birthday, arranged by Markle. Credibility and trust once lost is never regained. Mine was exhausted a long time ago when it comes to these two. Seriously, what else should we expect from them? The truth? A statement saying, oh yeah, maybe we exaggerated just a little bit, but to us it was scary. I didn't expect such a statement. Every time Meg is faced with pushback, she just doubles down. She will always go one step further down. Unfortunately for Team Markle, Meghan has lied repeatedly about issues with the royal family, her father, her career, you name it. So for us to just blithely believe this story is ridiculous. Ouch. So people are not buying it. Again, it's like the boy who cried wolf. They have just been crying for the past 3 years. And yes, people in America, we're sick of it. This is really shocking that over 300 comments, I've not found one positive comment in support of Harry and Meghan. So Harry and Meghan, like I said, they are facing a lot of backlash. I think people are really getting sick of them. They've lied and played the victim card just one too many times. And it's gotten to the point where people don't care. They don't care. You can tell the truth. I don't care. You can show me a picture of Archie. I don't care. Show me a picture of Lilibet. I don't care, because it's like, I would rather look at the Wales' children at this point. The Waleses, they're the future royal family. You have Prince George, who's the future heir. You have Princess Charlotte, who's probably going to be the next Princess Royal. And then, of course, Prince Louis, who we all love to love. And, of course, Catherine and William. So, in my opinion, I would much rather watching them grow up and blossom into the royals that they're going to be than hearing about Archie and Lilibet, looking at the back of their head, because quite frankly, in every single photo, they look like different kids. I could not identify those children in a crowd of people. No clue what they look like. They look different every single time. So again, I've just gotten to the point where I don't care. Just keep them to yourself. As a matter of fact, want all of you just stay behind your Montecito gates. You know, nobody needs to see or hear from you. So Meghan and Harry are shocked at the amount of backlash. I think what happened is they surrounded themselves with positive yes people. They must not know how to read a room. They really must not be on social media. They're shocked to find out that people are no longer buying their BS story and that they're not well liked. I mean, we already know that. I don't know why they don't know that. Again, Meghan Markle doesn't own a mirror or a steamer. Her assistants send her out in outfits with tan lines telling her she looks great. Again, who the hell is around these two? What are they telling these people? That you're so great and you're loved and you look awesome in that outfit, Meghan? Literally, are they just yes people? Because most people don't look at them in a positive light. And this stunt, yes, a stunt that they pulled in New York City, I'm so glad it happened, because now a lot of people, even like Whoopi Goldberg, people are starting to see them for who they are. A bunch of privileged crybabies. So a story has come out that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle spent $2 million a year on security before the infamous pap chase. That's a lot of moolah for such a crappy job that these people are doing. So sources told Page Six that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex paid the hefty price tag to protect themselves and their children after the royal family took away their bodyguards. Wah. So if Harry and Meghan are spending $2 million a year, well, that is definitely money that is not well spent. I mean, she spends all that money on designer gowns that still look bad, and all this money on 1 or 2 extra hotel rooms, allegedly, and $2 million on security. You know, they're just pissing that money away right down the toilet, if you ask me. And like I said, it is really, really hard to earn money, and it's really fast and easy to blow money. And it does seem like these Sussexes are definitely blowing through those millions of dollars that they've earned. So they better watch their pocketbook, because they are going to pay the £500,000 to the UK courts. She still has a lawsuit with Samantha Markle, and there are a couple other lawsuits they still have upcoming. Again, you know, they're spending money as fast as they're making it, so who knows what's going to happen for these Sussexes, but I sure as heck would ask for my money back from that security team. So that's all the royal news that I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think about Harry and Meghan being shocked that people are not believing their tall tales of woe in their 2-hour car chase through New York City, and how they spend up to $2 million a year on security. Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.